Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. I'm so glad you're joining me. Well, I am back again with another fun project to share with you in 5 easy steps. Today we're using some dies, an embossing folder, and a stamping set that has a coordinating die. All of these are designed by Wendy Vecchi, and the die that I'm using is called the Essential Envelope Everyday Add-Ons. This is meant to go with this die set here that creates the little pocket. So you could, this has a little pull mechanism, so there's a little kinetic energy on my card today. So this one's been in the shop for a while. I created a card with this, and I'll link that video at the end if you want to check that card out. But I just love that there's accessories that go with it. Okay, and the embossing folder that I'm using today is so pretty and unique. It is actually half and half. I love that. They work really well together on one card, or you could do 2 separate cards with it, and I just love that also. So I just fell in love with this collection. The collection is called Tabbed Classics, and again, it's by Wendy Vecchi, and the stamp set has these larger uppercase letters that fit in the tab area here. So much fun, so neat. Okay, I also, later on down the road, keep a lookout for this video, but I did pick up, actually I have the entire collection because I loved it so much. I'll be making a card with the 3D embossing folder and cutting die set. This is called Thank You Bouquet. But what this is, it has thank you, and it has some flowers that you can layer together, which you know I love layering. And then you have this main image, and you can emboss it. But you know what the cool thing is too? There is a stencil set. This is a 6-piece stencil set that you can color in this. So you can get dimension, color so easily. When you watch that video, you're just going to be amazed how easy this is to put together. And then of course there is cutting dies for layering. So look out for that video later on down the road. I'll be making a card with this. I'll leave the entire Tabbed Classics collection down below in the description area if you want to check it out. But it's so neat. I love versatile die sets, and this just has everything, all occasions too. Okay, step number 1. We are going to create a beautiful flower. I don't even think I told you the name of this, but this is called the Essential Envelope Everyday Add-Ons. Okay, beautiful flower in here. And I'm in a sunshiny kind of mood, so we are going to cut out the flower. It's a layering flower. I'm going to cut it out with yellow cardstock. Okay, there is the 3rd layer to it, but I'm only going to use 2 layers on my card today. And then the leaves, I'm going to cut out with some mint cardstock. This is Spellbinders Chamomile. They don't carry it no more. It's real pretty light yellow, but any kind of yellow cardstock you'd have would work because we're going to end up ink blending over it. Okay, we have the flower center that I'm going to cut out with some dark gray, Spellbinders Lunar Gray, and I'm going to do several sets of the leaves too. So I'll die cut these and we will make our focal point. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Okay. These are my flowers and leaves. I'm going to bring in my craft mat, and I'm going to do a little ink blending on the edges of my flowers. I'm going to use a pink ink. This is Paintbrush Studios Bubblegum. And I'm just going to add a little color, and I'm going to go over the edge of my flowers. Going to pinken them up. Lovely. Okay, so those are my flowers. I'm going to wipe off my craft mat, and we're going to ink blend a little, well, yeah, we're going to ink blend on our leaves too. For my leaves, I'm using my Paintbrush Studio Atlantis ink, and I'm just going to add a little color to the very edge of these. And there we go. That's all there is to that. Now to put together my flower, I'm going to add some dimension. So let's put a foam square behind here and layer them together. Just using a little bit of glue. I'm going to add a dot of glue to these, and we're going to add them here. And then I will add a dot of glue here. And there we go. Now, again, in our die set there is a third layer, but I'm not going to use it. Okay? Instead, what I'm going to use is a button. So I found a corally color button. It's going to work perfect for this size of flower. I'm just going to place it right in the center. Okay, and then I'm going to layer I die cut out 2 of my flower centers, and we're going to layer these together. We will layer them like this. Kind of curl them up a little bit. And then I'm going to bring in some white twine. I'm going to double up on it. I'm going to create a bow. Okay, and then I put a glue dot behind the bow, and I'm going to add this to the center of my button. I think this is a big enough flower to where it can handle this. And then with my flower center, we're going to add that with a dot of glue. Right over the bow center. We're going to do a little layering. And that's my focal point. Pretty easy so far. Now we're going to move along to step number 2 and create our home panel. Now my home panel is where we're going to bring in the main die set. This is the essential envelope, and I'm just going to take the envelope that's in here, and I'm going to die cut this out with white cardstock. And then using our add-on set, I'm going to cut out the file tab with another piece of yellow cardstock. And then I'm also going to take this little layering piece, and I'm going to cut this out with a piece of white cardstock. I'm also going to take this scallop, and I'm going to die cut out a scallop here with the white. I'll do that, and I'll be right back. Now, once I have all of my pocket die cut out, we're going to put it together, but I do want to add a little texture to the detail layer. So that is where I'm going to bring in our embossing folder. This one is called the Polka Dot and Posy Duo. Polka dots and posies. I'm going to use the polka dot side, and I'm going to emboss this. Love those polka dots. There's big polka dots and little ones. So much fun. Okay, first we're going to add the scalloped edge to our detail layer. You know what's nice about the detail layer is you can actually turn that into a pocket also. So you can have a double pocket if you want it to. Okay, there are score lines, so it tells you exactly where to score your pocket. So I scored down the middle, I scored on the left here, and I scored on the bottom. You could fold this any way you want. I'm going to put this flap on the bottom on the outside, because this way when I slide in my tab, this bottom piece is not obstructing it. Okay, so first, this side tab we're going to add some glue to. Okay, and then I'm just going to fold this over. So we'll add some glue here. And then I'm just going to fold this up. When I fold it up, I'm making sure that it stays flat. And then that will be my pocket. Lovely. Okay, now with this, I'm going to add a little color to this, just like we did our flowers. I'm going to add a little bit of pink to the very top. So I'm going to bring back my bubblegum ink here. And then I'm just going to add a nice little fading of pink at the very top. Just a little bit so it kind of fades down and it matches the flower. And then this will slide in here. With that in the back, there's no obstruction, which makes it really nice. And actually, you know what, I think I want my tab to go a little bit higher. So I'm going to die cut out another one of these tabs. Okay, so I die cut out another tab, and then with this tab, we're just going to add some glue. This is a 1.5 inch tall piece. So we lengthen this. Now what I'm going to do is take this piece and I am going to add some glue. And again, if you wanted to turn this into a pocket, you would just add glue to the left, to the right, and to the bottom. But I'm actually going to glue this entire panel on the front of my pocket here. But you could very easily turn it into a double pocket. Now we're going to move along to step number 3 and create our sentiment. For example, let's see, I want to put sending a huge hug. Okay, so I'm going to find the die set that coordinates with it. Let me see. Oh, I did good. I picked it out. Okay, so the die will cut out all 3. The die will cut out the top piece and then the sentiments that follow behind it. The dies are neat because I'm going to actually stamp the greeting inside here that says sending a huge hug. Now I'm going to stamp with Memento. Sending a huge hug. I'm just going to add ink to the top 2 greetings here. And then I'm going to stamp that in here. Wonderful. Now I'm also going to stamp pull. I'm going to actually use this extra piece here. I'm going to trim this down here. Okay, next I'm going to use the yellow cardstock, and then using my same ink, I'm going to stamp pull on here. And there is a die that will cut that pull out. I will run this through my die cut machine and I'll be right back. Now I'm going to take my greeting and I'm going to add a little pink to the top just so it blends. There we go. This way it will blend with the top of my tab here. And then I'm going to take a small foam square and we're going to layer this over here in this tab section, and that will be my greeting. And I'm just loving that. Okay, I did lower this a little bit. So I said 3/4 of an inch before, now it's about 1/2 an inch. Okay, so when you put it in the pocket, about 1/2 an inch up from is showing. Wonderful. Now we can go ahead and we have a lot of dimension on here, but I'm going to take this, we're going to add some glue. I think glue will be the best medium because we have dimension on here, making sure my bow is right side up. I'm going to add this here. We'll press this down on our home panel. Lovely. And that is all there is to that. I think that's cute. Okay, we're going to move along to step number 4 and create our background. For my background, I'm going to take a piece of the mint cardstock. This is an A2 panel, and we are going to emboss with the Posy side here. Now I'm making sure I have this centered. And actually what I'm going to do, this is an A2 panel. What I'm going to do is trim this down. I'm just going to take a little bit off of one side, not very much. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to take this panel and then layer it on the inside of my embossing folder. And then I'm going to emboss the Posy side, and I will be right back. This is a 3D embossing folder also. How fun is this? Okay, I'm going to bring back my craft mat, and then I'm also going to bring back my teal or my Atlantis ink, and I'm going to ink blend like we did on the leaves on the bottom of my embossed panel. And then that's all I'm doing for my background. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the front of my card base. And since we just took that little amount off, you're going to see just a very little bit of the white showing on my card base. So pretty. I'm going to add some glue behind here. And we are going to layer this on the front of our card base. Okay, after we have this done, we're going to move along to step number 5, and we are going to add some embellishment. And I'm going to bring in some of my Color Essential gems, my go-to gems. This is Aura, and we're going to add some gems. I'm going to add one to the flower center here. And then I want to add some of the itty bitties around the sides. And that finishes off my card project for today. I think this is a cute little fun card with a fun little pocket on the front. I think the recipients will just love it. But thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon with another project using some items from the same collection. But have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.